Alright, so a few of you have asked for more information about some of the non-lethal self-defense devices that I carry in one of my packs. And I'm going to show you a couple things that you might not have thought of, and things you probably didn't realize were actually illegal even in a state like California. So the first thing is the taser. Now, why do I carry a taser, and where do I carry it? This is a concealed carry pocket. You are allowed to carry a taser in California. You can't bring it into places like court or federal buildings or the airport, but you are allowed to defend yourself. You can use it as long as you're not using it in furtherance of a crime. Then it does become a felony. And this is the Taser Pulse. This is the one that I carry here. I also carry a larger one in my car. This is the M26, and the reason I carry this in the car is it gives me a backup cartridge in the stock. So once you fire off the cartridge, which will shoot 15 feet, 2 darts, then it becomes a stun gun. So you still have backup protection. So after you expend the cartridge there, you can pop the one from the base in, fire off 2 more, and after that you have a stun gun. I'm not going to arm it. It drains the battery. This one uses AA batteries. This is a replaceable battery. I'll keep it in a holster, prevents it from accidentally being armed, and it's concealed carry. You could also carry this on your person. This is a flashlight, but it's also, sorry guys, I know the dogs hate this, a stun gun. Now why would you want to carry this? Well, because it's a deterrent. So you have a couple options here. So at night, if you are about to be attacked, you flash in their eyes, it'll stun them for a second in most cases, and then you can tase them. It comes with a few options for the headlight, so that would really alarm them. So you could stun them that way and then tase them. It has a safety, so leave this off. That's the stun gun feature. With it off, you're not going to accidentally deploy it. So you would think like in your pocket, you're about to be harassed, or you just bring it out, you arm it, and then that's the button for the stun gun. And it's easy to tell apart because it's a much larger button for the flashlight. This is rechargeable. It doesn't allow you to charge USB. It comes with the charging cable. Plug in there, but at the very least you have a really reliable heavy-duty LED flashlight, which you could also use as a weapon. Another, I'm not going to say secret weapon, just non-obvious weapon, is this tactical pen. Why a tactical pen? Because this can be used as an emergency tool to break glass, to get in or out of a car. You see a car that's submerged in water. You can use this when the pressure neutralizes to break the window and rescue the passengers. You can also use this to get out of a car that is being submerged. It has a light in here. It's not very bright. It's also a pen. That's why they call it a tactical pen. So it's not a very obvious weapon, but it's so hard and enough to do some serious damage into someone's eyeball, into their temples. Jam this in. This is I think aircraft aluminum, and you could just carry this in your pocket or carry it on your mole clips if you have it here. Pen light. This is a much brighter flashlight. This is USB rechargeable. It has 2 brightness levels, and it's USB rechargeable there. And not a very effective weapon, but it's something more than nothing. You could. It's pretty reliable, pretty sturdy, and it's something more than nothing, but pretty close to nothing. Now look up the laws for carrying knives. I'm not going to be your lawyer and say that you can carry a knife in a sheath. From my research on the penal code, you're allowed to carry a knife as long as it's exposed. It can't be concealed. It has to be in a sheath. There are size limitations for blades that are switchblades, but for this one, it's a seal SOG knife. It's made by SOG. It's a seal strike. It's a very effective and high quality knife. Got this rated edge, flat blade. You have a sharpener built into the sheath. There's also a rope cutter. And this is a knife that most people would not feel comfortable carrying. but it's a hell of a deterrent. I don't always carry it out like this, but if I'm going to go downtown on public transportation, I keep this bag between my legs, and it's enough to make it obvious that you might want to find a softer target. Pepper spray. So this is a little sheath. I recommend this even for runners. Just carry this with you. It's something more than nothing, and it's very easy to arm. You keep it locked. You're not going to accidentally discharge it. You'd have to slide it forward and then fire it off. This comes with a practice cartridge, so you'd want to practice it at least once. I've been OC sprayed twice, not because I'm a criminal, but because we had to. I've been OC sprayed twice, not because I'm a criminal, but because it was a requirement for us to carry this in the military. As most police officers have been sprayed. It's, as unpleasant as you think it is. Water doesn't really help. It just kind of reactivates it. Time is your best option. Baby shampoo does help right in the eyes. Seem to offer some little bit of neutral buffering, but milk doesn't help. Most of the other supplies don't help. This is a multi-tool knife I carry. This thing is indispensable. I mean, of course, yeah, it is a knife, so be mindful. Don't carry this into the airport if you're carrying on luggage. But all kinds of little tools. And the best thing is, it has, where did that go? I guess it came off. It has a tool sheath with a bunch of different tool bits that I don't know where that went. I guess I lost it again. So it just clips on here. So multi-tool, important to have. And okay, where was it? I'm glad I didn't lose this. So, alright, so this thing, multi-tool with the bits. Make sure you carry it with this part facing up or it'll slip out and you'll lose it. So in here I have all these little tool bits that come in handy when something needs some tightening, adjusting. You never know when you're going to need a Torx bit, Phillips, so it takes up almost no space. And to use it, you just pop out any one of them. So to use it, you just pop out the bit that you need, put it in here, and now you have a pretty handy tool set. But again, 2 is 1, 1 is none. That's your main knife for self-defense, for cutting things. You could use it for survival knife. This one is more utilitarian, does have some self-defense properties. You could carry it in your pocket or on the sheath made by SOG. This is a disposable glove dispenser. So, nowadays more than ever, you need disposable gloves. And it just pops out. It's a neat, organized way to carry gloves in a small footprint. And you just refill them in here, stuff them in. What these are pop-up towels. You add water and they expand into a usable towelette you could use to wash yourself off or as toilet paper. It's like a wet wipe, and it's biodegradable, works fantastically well. Why do I carry Flexi Cuffs? So I carry Flexi Cuffs because if I'm going to tase somebody, when they come to, I don't know how dazed they are. Most people would not want to fight back, but I'm going to take those precious few seconds while they're unconscious and while they're getting back their consciousness to flip them over, handcuff them. I've seen incidents where people, if I have to do a citizen's arrest, I'm not planning on it, but I want to make sure I'm armed. I'm not a vigilante. I'm not someone who wants to be helpless. If I see somebody getting assaulted, I have reasonable confidence that I can do something more than nothing to help that person, rather than just say I'm going to call 911 and wait as that person finishes the assault and I stand by helplessly. So the Flexi Cuffs are already pre-staged. I have them in the loosest setting. They would go on someone's wrist and you tighten it. And depending on how you station them, if you flip them over, they are pretty immobilized. It's hard for them to get back up and continue to fight. Those are almost impossible to break with just sheer force. Now this isn't really self-defense. It's just first aid and survival. Survival wrap reflect almost all the body heat back in. That's, if I'm stuck somewhere without a jacket, I want to have at least some fighting chance of not freezing to death. Now, I live in San Diego. That's not my biggest fear living here by any means, but I travel a lot and I don't want to be stuck without something that would seriously help me. So now also so this is a kit that I sell on my website, bugoutprobags.com. This is my everyday carry. There's a couple of things I'd recommend. So this is a portable charger. I carry this everywhere I go. And it's USB-C and regular USB. You can charge it from the USB-C or you can charge it in the wall. Very fast charger. And what is all this? This is duct tape. So I found this to be a very effective way to carry about a quarter roll of duct tape in a much smaller footprint. Look, that barely takes up any space, and I have a large amount of duct tape that I can use in an emergency, rather than carry a roll of duct tape, which is always kind of clunky and heavy and gets in the way. This saves a huge amount of space. Now this is a USB rechargeable lighter, and the reason I carry this is that I don't want to carry matches that can get wet, hard to light in the rain. Once you're out of matches, then you're out of the ability to make a fire. What this does is it provides a plasma arc that's USB powered, and you can light a fire with this thing. So you extend it, push the button, and I don't know if you can see that, but it's enough to light a paper on fire. So this is enough, so you have to retract it, extend it, and I can light a paper on fire. It doesn't matter how windy it is, quite reliable, and then it's just USB rechargeable. So. Now one last thing, I know a lot of you guys don't want to have guns in the house, that's totally understandable. Here's something that you can consider. So this is a pellet gun, and you probably wouldn't know that if I didn't tell you. It looks very real. It sounds quite intimidating when you fire it, and this is a break barrel pellet gun. But deterrence is 90%, and somebody seeing this, especially at night, if there's looters, this is usually enough to protect you. This is a Sig Sauer pellet gun. Looks quite real. You can buy a second magazine, but you can see that it looks, just like it. You can rack it. It's also a good learning tool for kids, for practicing weapon safety, and it has a little safety on here. It has a little thumb safety on here. I don't think it'll work without the magazine inserted, but you can just practice trigger pull, trigger feel. So two options. One is a pellet shotgun or rifle, depending on which option you get. You can get the little lead hollow tip pellets. They're really non-lethal, but you can kill small animals, and it looks real. That's the main thing. And then you can have what looks like a Sig Sauer 9mm, but it really is a pellet gun. You can see it shoots the .177 caliber. Both of them do. All right, so I hope that helps.